Hi, anyone and everyone. This is Kim, the Humble Hermit from Come As You Are Oracle. I'm going to do the collective for today. Today is Monday. It is August 3rd, 2026. You may follow me on the Talk the Tube, my blog, or not. Totally up to you. Take what resonates. Leave what doesn't. If it doesn't fit, don't make it fit. If some of it fits, God's kiss. We love that for you. Whatever doesn't, just leave it on the table for someone else. We don't want you taking on energy that wasn't meant for you. We're going to use Intuitive Kev's Kipperish deck by Kevin Thomas Jr. He has an Etsy shop. It is back open. So he must have been just like on a 2-week vacation. It is back open. All 3 decks, $99.99 or $99. Have at it. Y'all know it's my new favorite deck. I went to dinner with the daddy-o. He's moving into a new place in October. I went to see his new place. Looks nice. Very excited for him. Something new, something different. Of course, I mentioned the word change to him, and he goes, yeah, not everybody likes change, Kim. I'm like, we love change. We love change. Bring me some change. And I'm not talking coin. We got 4 on the table. Oh, okay. Somebody, there's no person here. There's no, is this you that feels this way, or is this somebody else? I'm going to say it's somebody else, but you take how it resonates. Always be truthful about who you are in a situation, okay? Somebody is confused by somebody's divinity. They feel like it might be an illusion. Or maybe they were under an illusion and now they realize somebody is of the divine, spiritual, gifted, whatever the case. There's animosity there. There's lust there. We got 5. We got 1 card in the reverse. We're going to do 2 more shuffles. Somebody doesn't want to let something go or let someone go. We got 6 on the table. Seven. Let's do 1 more shuffle. 10? I think there's 10. $11 with bottom of the deck. Bottom of the deck, Earth Angel. They're hating on an Earth Angel. Top of the deck is Boss, mature man. Pathway. Surprise. Karmic Femme. Oh, somebody's path is to be with a Karmic Femme. Makes sense. We got 11 on the table. Let me show you what we got. We got Confusion, Illusion. We got Divinity. A lot of emotion here. Animosity. We got lust. And I'm not really like feeling anything. Like I'm not feeling like I don't even feel like a heaviness. So I think this person just very much goes back and forth in their feelings. We got abandonment in the reverse. They don't want to let something go. Destruction. We've got rich guy. Occupation. Faith. Priest. And bottom of the deck, work, labor, efforts. By the way, I left my door open, so if you see the cats come back and forth, or if I'm talking to them, they're out and about. I was, gone all day, and then I went out with my dad, so I just didn't want to. I don't want to leave them out in the living room or in my bedroom by themselves. Feminine, masculine, take how it resonates. I'm gonna call the rich guy a rich guy. It could be a woman. It really doesn't matter. I think this, because it's rich guy, occupation, faith, priest, work, labor, efforts, and somebody is upset by somebody's divinity. So I'm going to say that this rich guy is the person that they're upset about because of their. And again, it doesn't matter. You can say it's a rich woman. It really doesn't matter. Somebody's. Now it says occupation, faith, priest. I consider myself a humanitarian. I consider myself a healer, other than my day job. So the faith, the priest, take how it resonates. Someone doesn't necessarily have to be a priest, but maybe they're just someone that's devoted to God, source, universe. Somebody's steeped in their faith, I feel like I am too, I don't feel the need to parade it around out there. I don't spout religion and stuff to like coworkers and friends and family. I wear my cross pretty much every day now. And I say that I believe in God, I have beliefs, but I don't put that on anybody else. I don't know that this rich guy is putting it on anybody else either, but whatever the case, someone is upset by it. And I'm sorry, with the destruction, it's just heard annihilate. I think they thought that somebody's faith was an illusion. And when they realized that that was not the case. Okay, what is wrong with you cats? You keep jumping up to the window and then you keep falling. And you keep taking the damn cloth. Yesterday or Saturday, whenever the hell it was raining, the window was leaking, as it usually does during a heavy storm. So I put a little cloth there to catch the water so it doesn't leak onto the floor. And of course, they freak out. They're like, there's a cloth there? Yeah, cat, there's a cloth there. You lived here for 3 years. You should know better. Almost 4 years. Hi, baby. Hi, baby girl. Here, you want... Here. There you go. All right. Yep, look out the window. Be a good kitty. Somebody thought that somebody's faith was an illusion, and then they're waking up and realizing that is not the case. And I think it's not really jealousy or envy, right? But it's more like disconcerting to somebody, somebody else's faith. Well, how come you have faith? What makes you believe? Have you lived such a great life that, you believe in God? Like, what are all the great things that have happened to you? How many horrible things have happened to you? It's just like somebody somebody doesn't understand where that comes from. And I've talked about this before in the past, once or twice, I think. A lot of people believe in God, right? But then when something horrible happens, like they lose a loved one, or somebody gets red rummed, or somebody, unalives themselves, or somebody gets raped, or somebody gets sexually assaulted, or a baby passes away, or whatever the case, people get upset with God, like, oh, how could you do that? How could you let that happen? There can't be a God of this, that, and the other. Like, you give kids cancer and this, that, and the other. How can you do that if you can, if you're a God and, humanity and all that stuff? But the thing is you kind of got to realize, and again, this is just my opinion, okay? But I believe God and the devil go hand in hand, and that's how you get the bad side of life and the good side of life. And karma. I mean, think about karma. Like if I go out and do something stupid and God looks down on me and he's like, oh, Kimberly Ann, I got to give you karma, like he's not necessarily doing good in that moment, but overall, is he good? And people tend to lose their faith. People tend to, well, I don't want to believe in God anymore. How could God do this, that, and the other? But you got to look at it as a balancing act, as a scale, right? Justice. You can't look at it like he's just supposed to be good. I mean, where would you even get that idea from? The good, the bad, and the ugly, right? I mean, I've been saying that for what, 2 years? The good, the bad, and the ugly. We all have that. If I have that, if you have that, how does God not have that? And I'm not saying God is vengeful, right? But I'm just saying that there's a flip side to the coin. And that's why I say, like, God and the devil, they go hand in hand. I mean, some even would believe that they're the same entity. The thing is when bad things happen, do you hold on to your faith? Or do you release that? And now you believe there's nothing. And I'm just that type of person that I would rather believe that there's someone out there, right? I hold on to my faith in times of trial and tribulation. And other people just don't. And I'm not saying that's wrong or right. I'm just saying that, that's how it is. So whoever this is, they don't really understand how somebody holds on to this. How somebody might live their life in an upright manner. I'm not saying perfect, but somebody that abides by their own morals and values, somebody that works hard, someone that puts the effort into life and everything that it entails. Somebody just doesn't get it. I mean, really, when you think about whomever this is, they are run on delusion. They do run on negative feelings, animosity, envy, jealousy, lust. And like I said, they don't want to let this go. Whomever the rich guy is, they want to put an end to them. I'm hearing "For Whom the Bell Tolls" by Metallica. I think it was in like the opening, one of the opening scenes of Zombieland. I think it's actually a really good song. For whom the bell tolls, life marches on. I actually really like. I have that. I think I have it on my list somewhere on my phones. And I think that's maybe this rich guy's mantra, right? Life marches on. This person, they hold on to their faith. They work really hard. They put in the effort to life, whatever that is for them, right? Um, the occupation is probably something like I said, like for myself, like a humanitarian healer, or whatever the case. It doesn't necessarily have to be a priest. Just the energy is out there. I'm still hearing the song, but I don't know. I'm seeing like a beach and it looks like a masculine figure playing with like a little dog, like almost like maybe a pug. I think it's a pug. Hi, baby. What's going on? Huh? Please don't jump on the table. Your sister already did that. Hi. Yeah. You're cute. You're fluffy. You got a booty that won't quit. Look at that cute boot. Reminds me, I've mentioned this before, reminds me of the aliens from Mars Attacks. I love that movie. I do not watch that movie often enough. Oh my God, Randy Quaid is hilarious. I think it's Randy Quaid in it. I think. Is that Randy Quaid? This person themselves could technically, I'm looking at the first two cards, could technically supposed to have been some type of divine being or a person of faith or a healer, but they're not. This person is, because here's the thing, they might have seen this rich guy, as an illusion, right? It made them confused, but that's who they are. This is somebody that lives under their own illusions. This is someone that's confused themselves about themselves. you know it's kind of like copycat energy, but not, you know, like somebody doesn't know who they are. They don't know who they are themselves. I just always look at that as sad, because that's just not. It's not where I would want anybody to be. Just gonna say that. Okay, I just heard the word keg, but then instead of seeing like a metal keg, like a keg of beer, it was like an old timey like wooden barrel. I know an ex of mine once bought from Maker's Mark, I think. He bought a barrel of whiskey, and I think he spent like $1,000 on a barrel of whiskey, and they hold it for like 10 years or 10 years, 15 years. I don't know. They hold it and store it. And then when the 10 years up is up, or whatever it was, 5 years, I don't know, they bottle it for them and then ship it to them. That was, I mean, I dated that guy in 2011 for like 3 months. That was 15 years ago. Maybe he just got his barrel. I don't know. I don't know. I heard keg, but I was picturing like a wooden barrel. And I know, like, I think like Jack Daniels, all those whiskey type things, they store them in barrels? Don't they still sometimes store them in barrels? Am I crazy? Maybe they don't. Maybe it's too expensive or too time consuming, maybe. I don't know. Something about a dress with flowers. Not kind of like daisies, but not daisies. Not sunflowers. I don't know what they are. They're like little, I would say forget-me-nots, but it's not forget-me-nots. It's like a white beige dress, but it's got like little flowers all over it. It's really pretty. It's really cute. Long, long dress. Something about a video camera with a tape still in it. Don't look at me. As far as I know, I ain't got no sex tapes out there. Unless somebody videotaped me without my knowledge. That would be illegal. As far as I know, I do not have a sex tape out there. Funny how the cicadas started going right then. Be like, liar! You're a liar! Not as far as I know. But anything's possible, right? I don't know, that stuff doesn't bother me. I remember when I was separated and I was talking to some guy on, I'm going to get a little too personal here, but I was talking to some guy on Instagram who I think was like a fake extortionist, by the way, because they're all out there, crazy time. And now that, and they still feel like people don't know that they do what they do, so they keep trying to extort money. Anyway, we exchanged photos, and I'm not going to say of what, but we did exchange some racy pics. And I don't even know. We stopped talking like after like maybe like a month or two. We stopped talking, and I got friended by some woman who I didn't know, so I didn't friend her, and she looked like maybe she was Russian or Polish or Lithuanian, something along those lines, European. I didn't friend her. I didn't accept it. Well, then I get a message saying, I have pictures of you from so and so, which was the guy, and if you don't want us to put them out online, like we're gonna need like $10,000. I responded. I responded back. I said, "Oh, just $10,000? That's it." I said, "No worries." I said, "All those pics that I sent to him are on my OnlyFans. People pay to see them." I said, "Does he want to pay me for those pics?" I didn't hear anything else back from them. Does anybody really care? Here's the thing. I realize that somebody could take my pics and use them in some type of sex trafficking, some type of, like child porn, even, like people are sick, people are disgusting. But am I going to worry about that? Like at the end of the day, like, am I really going to pay somebody 5, 10, 20, $50,000 to keep pics quiet? I mean, odds are they're going to release them anyway. What's the difference? I'm going to argue about that. I mean, I was the stupid one to send them anyway. And I have not done that since, by the way. Not not done that since. But nor would I ever do that again. Not to mention the fact that I don't go trolling for men or women anymore. I was doing that, that was part of unhealed Kim. Let's just put it like that. But anywho, yeah, I don't have any videos or anything floating out there as far as I know. I think that's it. I think I'm going to leave it because I'm not seeing or hearing or feeling anything else. Pardon me. Except I keep looking at my wolf picture. I think whomever this person is that's under the illusion, I think they think they're pretty slick. I think they think they're flying under the radar. I don't think that's the case. If this rich guy is a healer, faith driven, humanitarian, whatever the case, spiritualist. Oh, my ear just started ringing. Um, they might have high intuition, they might have psychic abilities. Like whomever this illusionist is, take a hike. We ain't got time for nonsense. I'm gonna leave it there. I hope it resonated for somebody. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope, if anything, you were entertained. I hope everybody has a wonderful, wonderful evening, a fabulous Tuesday, and I will talk to you later.